Hi, Maple families. We are talking during our Making Meaning lesson this week about wondering. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we have read two biographies. Biographies are types of nonfiction books. We learned about Beatrix Potter and Tommy DePaulo, two different authors. So, right now, I want you to think about, what do you think you know about nonfiction? Yeah, nonfiction books are true, aren't they? They're made up of facts. Great. What else do you know? Yeah, nonfiction are books that are about things that really happened. Yes, nonfiction books do have interesting information. Over the next week, we're going to have a chance to practice wondering while reading nonfiction books. These books are going to tell information about animals who might live in your own backyard. What kind of animals can you name whose habitats or homes might be in your backyard? Maybe worms? Yeah. Maybe bees? Maybe some wasps? Definitely. Yes, caterpillars. I have some caterpillars in my backyard, at least during the summer. What else? Ooh, some of you have bigger animals that venture into your backyards. Interesting. What do you know about insects? Yes, some insects are big and furry. So are spiders insects? Okay, so some of you think spiders are not insects. Why not? Oh, some of you think insects have only 6 legs, but spiders have 8. I hear some people saying insects are super interesting. And other people think insects are kind of gross. Yes, one thing we know about insects is that bees make honey for us. Before I start to read the book today, the book that we're going to practice wondering with, I want you to think about what are some of the things that you wonder about insects based on what you already know. For example, I wonder, why do some insects sting people? Take a few minutes and write down 2 or 3 questions that you have. You'll start by saying, I wonder, and then you'll finish the sentence. Go ahead and do that now. You can pause my video while you do it. No fair skipping it. I'm going to ask you about this later. Okay. Now that you've written down the 2 or 3 things that you're wondering about, hang on to those. I'm going to ask you to have your parents email them to me. Don't forget, okay? We're going to read this book together. Insect Detective by Steve Vogt. Insect Detective. Right now, all around you, thousands of insects are doing strange and wonderful things, but you can't always see them right away. Sometimes you have to know where to look. There are more insects living in the world than all the other animals put together. About 200 million insects for every single person. Listen, over by the fence. Can you hear that scratching sound? A wasp is scraping away at the post with her strong jaws. She's collecting wood. She mixes it into a soft pulp in her mouth. When she has enough, she'll help the other wasps build a nest out of paper. Wasps often collect different kinds of wood, which makes their nests look stripy. just like the insects who made them. Not all kinds of wasps live together, but many of them do. Insects that live together are called social insects. Ants always live together. I know this is hard to see. I'm going to try to show you better in a minute. They usually make their nests underground. Finding an ant's nest is easy. First, find an ant, then follow it. It might stop to chat with some other ants along the way. Ants can communicate by touching their antennae together. Their antennae is this little part that sticks up off their head like this, antennae. But after a while, your ant will head home and you'll be able to find out where it lives. Like all insects, ants have 3 body parts: abdomen, thorax, and head. Abdomen, thorax, and head. What have you learned about social insects so far? Oh yeah, we learned that they can communicate and talk to each other. Social is just is a fancy word for the way that people interact with each other, right? Right now we're practicing social distancing. That means that we have to do our interacting far away from each other. Solitary bees. Solitary means alone. Solitary bees live by themselves. The female solitary bee is busy collecting food from a spring flower. She'll store it in her tiny nest so that it will be ready for when her eggs hatch. All insects start life as eggs. Solitary bees make their nests in holes in the ground, cracks in walls, or in tiny cavities that have been left by other insects. There's a crack in the ground. What did you learn about solitary bees? Yeah, they hatch from eggs. They collect food from flowers. Nice job. Many animals like to eat insects for dinner, so some insects use camouflage to blend in with their surroundings. Do you know what camouflage means? Look at this crinkly brown leaf. Can you see a crinkly brown herald moth too? Here's the leaf, and here's the moth. The moth's body is the same color as the leaf. That's what we mean by camouflage. It blends in. They, herald moths, often rest in trees during the day so birds won't see and eat them. Insects have other ways of hiding too. See the squiggly lines on these leaves? They were made by a leaf miner caterpillar. The leaf miner protects itself by living between the top and bottom layers of leaves, a bit like hiding in a sandwich. I'm going to stop there today. We're going to finish this book tomorrow. Don't forget to have your parents email me the questions that you wondered about, because we're going to look at them tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.